Welcome to everyone joining us today on Facebook, on YouTube as well, wherever you are in the world, actually. We're going to wait one more minute for those who are joining us on Zoom to do so, and then we'll get started. In the meantime, you know what to do. I invite you to close your eyes. And to find your breath, and to take the first few minutes of every meditation seeking to relax, letting the belly rise and fall fully and freely, letting the shoulders drop down and away from the ears. Relaxing the muscles of the face, around your eyes and eyebrows, your cheeks, the mouth, the jaw. I personally like to meditate with my mouth slightly open because my jaw can rest in that kind of way. That might not be the case for all of you, but something to play with and find out for yourself. I'm one of those who tend to clench my jaw, and this is a way to relax. And as for what to do with your tongue, I let my tongue just rest at the bottom of the mouth. Some people like to meditate with their tongue stuck to the roof of their mouth. Whatever you prefer. For me, it's most relaxing if it's just at the bottom of the mouth, and it creates saliva and causes you to swallow from time to time, and I just swallow. And it's not a problem. Nothing is a problem when we are meditating, because only the mind sees the world and dissects the world and resists the world and wishes the world to be different. Only the mind and the thinking process creates, invents, manufactures problems. There's nothing wrong with that either. Our ability to solve problems has allowed us to evolve and grow and transform ourselves and our surroundings. Sometimes with great light and brightness and positivity, but always in this world, whatever is bright and positive always come with darkness and negativity. You can't have one without the other. So with every moment of progress, we also have carried over some of our shadow. In meditation, we seek to transcend both, the good and the bad, dissolve in the awareing of meditation. They dissolve because we can hold them both, the positive and the negative, the good, the bad, I'm missing a word here. we can hold them both and let them arise. Whatever polarity, whatever dichotomy, we watch, we observe, they arise, but they don't own us. They don't rule our world anymore. So in these early moments, I invite you to meditate through a deep relaxation. And to bring the flashlight of awareness onto the breath, away from the mind and the thoughts. We continue this week our exploration of the Sephirah, the Kabbalistic energies of Chesed, which is assigned to the first week of counting the Omer after Passover. Chesed means loving kindness. Monday and Tuesday we turn the light of awareness and of loving kindness onto ourselves, because we can only love our neighbor as ourself, meaning we have to love and be compassionate toward ourselves first and foremost. And only then can we truly express chesed, loving kindness towards others. That's why the Hebrew in the book of Leviticus tells us to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Perhaps what this world is most suffering from is a lack of self-loving, self-caring, self-compassion. And so we project that onto others, onto the world, because we are perhaps not capable of loving ourselves fully. Seeing ourselves as less than, as flawed, as whatever term we are most familiar with to beat ourselves up with, then our projection then becomes the same onto the world outside, others outside. So we started this week exploring chesed, loving kindness, by directing it toward ourselves, healing our own heart. And though the work is never complete, perhaps today we can turn toward others. And we'll enter into this meditation with energies of peace and wholeness, energies of harmony for ourselves as well as for others. Breathing and relaxing, observing the breath coming in, observing the breath going out. We open our hearts to others. Those around us, perhaps in the space we find ourselves, in another room in the house, wherever we are. Towards all that are here or near or far, part of our life. We include them into the heart space. Remember, the heart space is that space within us that is so vast, so wide, that it contains not just, that it can contain not just the entire world, but the entire universe. There is room for it all in the spaciousness of the heart. It is we who close it off out of fear, out of that not enoughness. Sense of scarcity instead of abundance. But where do we want to live from? Scarcity or abundance? And if we seek to live from a place of abundance, then we know that the heart is vast and welcoming, that it contains everything and rejects nothing. And so we bring into this space, into this spaciousness, all the faces of those who populate the stage of our life. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All of them. And just as we said to ourselves on Monday, using the words of the Passover Haggadah, of God's promise of liberation, we, if you remember, said to ourselves, I will liberate you. Now we turn that promise, that divine promise, onto others. God, whatever we understand that to be, says to us, I will liberate you Perhaps it is that voice within our heart that seeks to push us to transcend and open and include more and more and more. And perhaps we are the channels for that voice, directed at the world through us, that says, I will liberate you. In the pantheon of all the characters of our lives, we say to all of them, I will liberate you. I will liberate you from all the grudges and stories and angers and resentments that I hold against you. I will liberate you from all the preconceived notions I have about you, of all the ways I think I know who you are. I will liberate you from the narrow places in which I have stuck you and asked you to conform to abide by, so that I would feel comfortable, so that I will feel safe. I will liberate you from the prison into which I have put you. That you might serve me, that you might love me, that you might need me, that you might whatever. Because if I am to truly practice loving kindness, that I cannot pin you down, pigeonhole you. And if you have hurt me, I don't erase the hurt. I don't deny what has happened. What happened, happened. But I liberate myself as I liberate you from the stories I have surrounded that wound with. In liberating you, I free myself from that anger, from that resentment, from those stories that I have carried around with me for so long, that have weighed me down, that have stopped my growth, that have prevented me from living with an open heart, from a place of abundance, from a yesness. I have suffered from not liberating you. To truly love is to free. So let me meditate from the heart space today. In Hebrew, the word is ahava. It means love. And you can use it as a mantra every time you exhale. Either in Hebrew, ahava, A-H-A, VA. Or you can just use it in English. Every time you exhale, love. Observing the breath, deeply relaxing, opening the heart wide. Ahava. Love. Just love. Don't worry about anything else. Just love. Ahava. We gently let go for just a moment of our mantra and transition out of our meditation. Perhaps taking a couple of deeper breaths and stretching the body if we feel the need to do so. Before we close with our Shalom chant, inviting all beings to partake in perhaps the inner peace, the wholeness, the harmony we might have touched today. I'd like to invite all of you into blessing the day of the Omer today. As we are no longer on the third day of the Omer, but neither are we in the fifth day quite yet. Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Blessed One, you are the emptiness that manifests as form. You are the source of all that is. You remind us of our sacredness with paths of spiritual practice, and give us this path of counting the days of Omer. Today is the fourth day of the Omer. Amen. Modani, thank you.
Modani.
Modani, see you tonight.
Modani, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Meditate again tomorrow.
Tomorrow too.
Tomorrow too.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.